we need to talk about Kang the Conqueror.
You're an interesting man.
Mr. Evelyn?
Spoilers! Come on!
Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be the... Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be the new big bad of the MCU, Thanos' successor if you will. However, there is a really big problem with Kang, and that problem is that Kang is not scary at all. Alright, wait.
Wait.
Before you murder me, let me explain. So Kang is this scientist from the future who creates a machine that allows different timelines to interact with one another. This somehow leads to a catastrophe where him and other variants of himself wreak havoc across the timelines, leading to an almost never-ending brutal war for domination. We find out about all of this in the final episode of Loki, where we meet Kang for the first time. No, not Kang the Conqueror, but a variant of him known as
A ruler, a conqueror, he who remains, a jerk.
Evil Remains. Evil Remains actually won the multiversal war against all the other Kangs, and in order to stop more Kangs from appearing, it destroyed all other timelines so that there was one single sacred timeline that it could control and keep in check. This version of Kang was a rather eccentric wildcard who had been alive for so long that he no longer had the concept of time and everything simply bored him. But just as we were starting to get intrigued, wondering how powerful he must have been to win such a war, yep, that happened. So the very first time we are introduced to what should be the most powerful being in the multiverse, it gets killed within what? The first 20 minutes of him showing up on our screens? But that was fine, you see, because this version of Kang was basically so bored that he actually wanted to die.
Yes, sir.
And killing him led to the other variants of Kang coming back into existence due to the splitting of the timelines, including Kang the Conqueror. We officially meet Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, if you have seen this movie, first of all, sorry for wasting 2.5 hours of your life. But most of all, you must be thinking,
Mr. Evelyn, what the hell are you on about? Kang was damn scary in this movie.
And you know what? You are not wrong. Kang the Conqueror was so powerful that the other Kang variants conspired to rig his multiversal traveling machine and strand him in the quantum realm. We learned that he has single-handedly destroyed many and many timelines, and we are shown glimpses of how powerful he is early on in the movie. Like when he telekinetically almost killed Hope simply by just looking at her, or the multiple times he kills people by literally shooting death lasers from his hands. So yeah, I thought, ooh, this guy seems like he could be pretty scary and almost impossible to kill. But then, during the final fight, all of his telekinesis, lasers and other powers suddenly disappear for some reason, and instead he decides to find Ant-Man and the gang using the one thing they are actually good at, which is hand-to-hand combat. And then this guy goes ahead and gets his ass whooped by a bunch of fucking ants. How can I take all the other variants of Kang seriously when all that it takes to defeat this Kang, the one Kang that all the other Kangs are supposed to be scared of, is Ant-Man, his family, and a bunch of ants on steroids? And that brings me to one of the big caveats that has been used to defend Kang so far. And that is the notion that what makes Kang a particularly powerful foe is the fact that there are so many variants of him. So when you kill one Kang, there is another Kang coming up to take his spot. Now this sounds great to hear, but I can categorically tell you that this definitely makes Kang a weaker villain rather than stronger. And you only have to consider 3 factors to see why. Before I go into that, please do like the video if you're enjoying it. It would really help a small channel like mine. Now back to the video. First off, having so many variants of Kang would be devastating if they were all of similar universe-ending abilities. However, we know that this is not the case based off the lore of the movie, as it is clearly stated that Kang the Conqueror is superior. So that will lead us to scenario 2, which is that all the Kangs are of varying abilities. Now this is logical and wouldn't be bad if it wasn't hammered home so overtly how Kang the Conqueror is so powerful and ruthless that even other Kang variants are scared of him. That says to me that most of the other Kang variants are of vastly inferior abilities to the Conqueror, and they are at best a few, if any, of the variants who are anywhere near as powerful as he is. And the post-credit scene of the Gathering of Kangs clearly insert this. So I have to ask, if the great Kang the Conqueror can have his ass handed to him by an army of evolved ants, how are the rest of the vastly inferior Kangs anything but cannon fodder like the regular CGI army we have seen in other Marvel movies? And lastly, you could say,
Mr. Evelyn, it doesn't matter how powerful these variants are. the sheer number of them will be difficult for the Avengers to deal with.
And I will say to you, fellow Earthling, that is a valid point. However, think about it. Each of these Kangs come from their own entire universes. These universes, more likely than not, will have their own X-Men, their own Avengers, their own superheroes. And given how weak most of these Kangs are, unless the heroes in their universe are complete noobs, there is no reason that most of them should not still be alive. Therefore, as long as these heroes also join the fight, which I don't see why they wouldn't, that severely reduces the impact the number of Kangs has on the fight. Now, just for comparison, think about Thanos. We barely saw Thanos until Infinity War, and the first time we saw him prominently featured in a movie, he won! This is the big difference between Thanos and Kang. Thanos was mysterious, imposing, and dominant when we finally saw him, while Kang is a somewhat powerful but not so smart villain who can't win to literally save his life. So do you see what I mean? By showing Kang getting defeated so easily on 2 occasions, more particularly the second one, any sense of fear Kang carried with him in the minds of the audience has taken a heavy beating, which is a shame because I think Jonathan Majors is brilliant in this role.
Word, you know what I mean?
The question facing Marvel going forward now is, how do you fix this? This has been another random thought session. Here's a thought session Google thinks you might enjoy. Please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Till next time, take care.